Welcome to the Tine Talk Podcast, sponsored by Rack Fuel, premium deer nutrition. Fuel your herd.
Do you want to start it?
No.
All right. Tine Talk, episode 12. We're live from the Airbnb in southern Iowa. Just got done with a day's worth of shed hunting.
And a big old feast.
Putting that 7 to 6 in today.
That's 7 a.m. or 7 rings of bologna we just had. We had a little extra bologna, but it was good. We ate like men tonight, that's for sure.
Always got a deer camp.
Yep.
Bologna and beer macaroni.
What a rhyme, dude. Bologna and beer macaroni. Yeah. Well, deer camp, you always got to eat good when you got deer camp around. Shed season, too. Put on the miles today. We really earned some bush lattes today, too.
It was fresh. Here's our little collection, I should say, but hopefully it's a big collection by tomorrow. Jake got super, super lucky.
What do I
walk
win?
on this trail today, and then he kind of stole my spot. And
Not how it went, but
no,
you said you were paying out for biggest shed of the day. How much do I win?
heaviest, most mass, I think was the deal. That's what got this guy today over on Cole's lease. We hit that up this morning. So overall, it was a good day. It was sunny, which made it a little tough. Weather obviously was nice walking, but as far as seeing sheds, it was a little bit challenging. But
Not ideal conditions whatsoever.
We started at Cole's lease, the one that we've heard all about through all the stories this year. It was nice to see it besides on Onyx for once. Get some boots on the ground over there.
I think the little disappointing with 2 acres of standing beans, not finding any sheds in them, but
Yeah.
that's how shed hunting goes.
Yeah. That's a cool piece, though.
Yeah.
Pulled what, 4 off of there?
5.
Five,
on
yeah.
This, Mitch even. Here it
Oh,
is.
yeah, right here. Count it.
Might be the ugliest one I've found. But it does count. It's a perfect chew toy for a dog. But
We didn't even introduce our other
Yep.
guy on the pod quick, too. We got Luke Steffen on the mic, too, our first in-person visitor on the podcast. Luke comes down shed hunting with us every year.
every year,
It's always a good time. Appreciate coming with you guys. So
it's real
Sir.
fun. 45.
What year is it now?
Did we take a year off for COVID? 2021? I couldn't find any
Dustin took a
pictures.
year
I
off
took a
to
year
go
off.
ice fishing.
Yeah, last
Go
year.
ice fishing.
What an asshole.
I couldn't find any pictures from 2021. Unless they're just on.
The first year we went, it was like Ringgold.
Was that 2020, 2019?
Hey, don't be giving away spots.
Yeah, damn. Oh, man.
We ain't finding that many sheds.
Bleep
anyway.
it out.
So,
We don't have a pile's worth.
what was the second?
I feel
was
like
like-
we went to Southern Iowa back
Went
to
to
back.
Southern Iowa
Back to
twice. Yeah, right away.
Yeah.
The second year was the Red Haw season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the
What
fuck?
am I?
Yeah, especially the best one.
Yeah, that's my sacred spot.
Yeah, that's right. Because we went back to back Southern Iowa, then we went Fort Dodge, and then you skipped, and we went to Decorah.
And then you skipped.
So maybe
And
we
then now
did
this
start
year.
in 2020 then. 2020, 2021.
This is
again.
year 5 official.
Yep.
I drove twice. Cole
Two
drove once.
south Fort Dodge.
Luke
Me
drove
skip.
once, and now
this
Dustin
year.
finally drove.
Yeah,
We
Jake
should
complained the
not
entire way
have
due to
Dustin
the,
driving anymore.
Yeah, Dustin sucks at driving.
It's too hot in the back. You're going too slow.
Guys,
It was
goes
nonstop.
7 miles per hour
Terrible.
under every speed limit.
You drive like an 86-year-old woman.
86. That's very precise. 86-year-old.
It is,
But yeah,
what's
we
the
started.
game plan for tomorrow? Are we trying to? We learn anything today? I think I learned a few things.
Got to get there earlier.
Got to get there earlier in the year.
I think that's
This year is-
normal.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought you meant in the day because he woke up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, gee.
We always wake up
We're going to
and
beat the sheds to
yeah,
bed just in
beat the
case
sheds
they
to
were
bed.
they're on the move. But
Had to go in with a flashlight this morning, but that would be insane.
sure people have done it. Probably not on property they're supposed to be on. But
We were just talking about that too. That's another factor. Well, I guess public land, everyone's got free reins to it too. But if you have like that little private piece that we walked, I shouldn't say little, but
Yeah.
people are always walking around aimlessly in Iowa. That's what Iowa stands for. Idiots out walking around.
I've never heard that.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
May
cheers.
not be invited back anymore.
Yeah.
screwed it up.
Never heard that one before.
I think Mr. Schmidt told me that in like 4th grade.
Shout out Mr. Schmidt. That guy's a legend.
Legend. Yup.
I don't really know what you want to hit up tomorrow. You said Heritage Hills.
Yeah.
Stop.
Looks like a potential spot. Yeah, I don't know.
Luke, unfortunately, he's had good luck.
Yeah.
He's had good luck in the years past. I know he's probably found more sheds than
Yeah, I'm
I've found.
laid a
But
goose egg today, so
the only goose egg. So we gave him the first reins on picking a spot for tomorrow. So
I don't know if that's going to help. or
if it
not,
doesn't
but,
work, you got no more excuses.
I had close to 10 miles in today, and
It's a good day.
nothing to show for it, but good walking.
You found a
Dry.
pretty good walking stick on the one spot.
Yeah. I wasn't going to fall in the creek, you know.
Dustin made some new
Dustin
friends
was
too.
filming it, so he said he would use it. So.
Yeah. He's like, I was hoping he fell in.
It's funny you filmed him. I
Could've made
filmed
for good
Jake
TV.
go across too, just in case.
Really.
Someone should have filmed me. Jeez.
How
Took a
did, how
little-
did you how did you manage that today? Were you thought
I didn't
thought
have
you
enough
were-
room.
Little
Didn't have
legs.
enough room to get a
I was
little
gonna
running
say,
start.
so
you're
Yeah.
a long jump champion and thought you
Long
could
jump
the
ended up
creek?
a little bit short. Life
You even
story.
got like a running, swooping start at it too,
Yeah.
and still.
The worst part is on
The
those
wise
jumps.
guy goes up creek a little bit and just goes to the spot you can step across.
Mitch
Worst part
can't
is when you're
step
trying to
across
you're
very
trying
many.
to jump them and your plant foot, you end up getting too close to the creek itself, so then that's mush.
and you don't
just
have any
get
push
no-
off.
Look at this
Yeah,
full
no
breakdown.
But,
Let me break it down
Plant
from a
foot,
fundamental
it's right here.
Well, that
Mitch could break it down how not to do it.
Cole saw it live action. He'd probably tell better.
It's going to happen. And that's what happened. He got a wet ass.
I was feeling ballsy. We saw a crap ton of deer though right after that. Or was that before that? Yeah.
Before
Oh,
that.
crap.
The spot right after that, we saw a bunch too. Which
Yeah. Well, you did.
I did. No. Yeah, I was in the only. You didn't see any of that. You weren't in the.
No, I was telling them I was
a little bit in.
by you where we met up in the back there, and you texted like a minute or two later. I just saw 30 deer. I was like, I don't know how I could have missed them, but
That giant field of the private. That's where they are, and they came from a private section. I don't know if that guy was out shed hunting himself or what was going on, but
Probably making a deer drive.
there had to have been 35 to 40 in the group for sure. And I did see some horns, although there were yearlings and there was
Yeah.
some bigger shed boxer.
Cole said he saw one that was holding both sides, right?
Yep. Two of them. There's a yearling too with both sides. But that first one was probably like a 2-year-old, real tall off his head and just spindly. And then Mitch said he saw
Something
a couple
Jake would do.
shed bucks.
Yeah. They look just weird as hell running around. You can tell they're a buck when they run around without their horns. They just
Their
look
body
so
structure
weird.
is
Yeah.
different. A lot different. No.
Well, we were talking about in Iowa, back home, they still got like both sides. A lot of bucks still have both sides. And it's
I was
what,
surprised.
February 20.
I even
Third
think,
today?
I mean, we shut down our cameras, but I think even before that,
May
like
4th.
obviously,
May 4th.
it was the one that shed, but then other than that, it was like one half racker.
We haven't seen hardly, on the cameras, we haven't seen hardly
Yeah.
any shed bucks, it seems like.
I'm glad you mentioned that too. We got to look at those chips from your tactic cams.
Yep.
Who knows? We might see something special and be back
Yeah,
there in the
we might have to go
Yeah.
rewalk it. Yeah, we haven't. I mean, we had a pretty solid day. 5 on that first piece, and then 6 more after that on public stuff. But
I'd say 11 is a decent number, but
yeah,
size-wise, we didn't
size
do
wise,
great.
we're lacking.
Most of
a
the
little
years, that 1 year near Fort Dodge, I think we found 1 year and a half old.
Yeah.
Everything else was
bit. That was wild.
2, 3, 4-year-old.
Maybe we'll hit that up on the way home.
Just weird. The toughest part is obviously these little guys are the hardest to find because they're so small, but yet just the numbers of them, I believe, compared to what, actually the amount of good sheds are in the area, it's
Yeah,
obviously pretty substantial because we had a tough day today. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow will
maybe
be better.
people just leave them out there. They walk everywhere else. They're like, I ain't even
Not worth their time.
I questioned that before too, especially the ones you find close to the parking.
Oh,
area.
yeah.
You're
It's a
like,
morale booster, though.
What Jake was saying, he said, what'd you say?
I found 3 sheds today, and all 3 of them were like very close to the
Minutes outside the
parking.
truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we should tomorrow.
this
we'll
one-
just drop you off for
this one
10
was
minutes
epic.
So I bring it back.
Because we were walking in the woods like it was a deer drive. And me
We were
and
close together.
Dustin and
everybody.
Jake were all close. Jake said something. I look over. I saw the tine sticking out.
I'll admit I think Dustin got me on video. So
I didn't
it's
get
got
the-
9-10 inch tines, but right away I got a little excited. I thought it
didn't get
was
the
like a
freak out
huge.
right away.
I think I said, "Holy shit, huge shed!" But it's a nice shed, but maybe overreacted.
I think even those little ones, too, like, it's a morale booster. Like, Luke could probably take it right now.
Yeah, I mean, just to get the eyes.
What
on
an
them, it's
asshole.
good to- once you can break the ice,
Wow.
it's always a help and
Yeah,
for
the
the
guys
day or the
gotta.
rest of the weekend.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
This first
I was
one
going to say, we all
nice.
have gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake
Yeah,
last year.
Last year I didn't find one. I was just steaming mad the whole time.
It was like
Well, this morning, too.
3
before
years
we
ago,
even
I
started.
never found one.
Yeah.
Just taking turns.
I don't think I've ever had it.
You had a skunk year, right?
Yeah. I think the first year.
First
or
year.
Two even,
The
maybe.
only skunk year I had is when I didn't come.
I can tell right now I'm staring down the barrel of one, but
Yeah.
we'll see what tomorrow
We got
brings.
a
Gotta go
good day
find a
ahead of
layup
us tomorrow. I'm confident in a few spots we picked out. So
Oh.
That's what you said about
Yeah.
the one spot today, and how did that
could
go?
that could be an issue.
That could be
I'm-
right.
I'm liking this spot, but no. Hopefully, I'm hoping, and I shared it a little bit today in the GoPro too. But it was more of or not more of a scouting trip, but just as much a scouting trip as as it is a shed hunting trip for me. With hopefully drawing a tag in the fall, so that was fun. Not only looking for sheds, but just looking for spots in the fall, no matter what. If you weren't finding nothing, you're still learning something.
Yep.
Where to hunt, where not to hunt, where to come back and shed hunt next year, where not to. So it was an effective day. A lot of fun. What was your guys' tracker for miles? I think I was roughly about 10, not over the top, but
I think it was
I didn't
right
add
on.
it up yet. I think it was around there too.
I had 13.
you did.
Guys just were running through the woods.
I guess.
I got chase after those sheds.
For a while, I had about 24 because I forgot to turn off my tracker. Luckily, Mitch is an Onyx
24
Onyx
miles.
guru.
Why is
to
your
boost it
average
with the
speed
truck
12
going.
miles per hour? Boy, fast as hell.
Bolt of the shed wood still.
Yeah.
How you process it that fast to find one? Jeez.
Wait a minute, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. We're usually about get over 20, though.
Yeah.
20 apiece. So
How are your guys' legs doing?
legs are rough right now.
We usually
Mine are pretty good.
We usually walk like
I'm feeling good.
2.5 days. It seems like we're not walking as much this year because we're gonna leave like
Oh,
Yeah, we're definitely not.
Leaving
'cause
Sunday night.
We usually leave.
We
We usually
Thursday
leave
night.
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
yeah. So we normally walk
Shed hunt all day
3,
Friday,
like
all day
2.5 days
Saturday.
instead of 1.5.
Yeah, true.
Sunday it's still 2 full days. Sunday we usually drive home.
Yeah, so we're definitely
Talk
leaving.
about
Yeah, but like I said, we usually leave Thursday, so we're definitely have less walking this year.
Yeah, see, I'm just trying to make up for it.
we always talk about hitting up a spot Sunday morning, but by then the legs are jello,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yep, feeling the hip flexors already.
Yeah, the hip
Yeah.
flexor's a big one.
you wouldn't be so out of shape.
Definitely out of shape.
Meet me in the gym, open gym
Should
Sunday night.
Check out Mitch's video of me crossing that creek, though. Fucking still an athletic
Oh.
guy. Sorry.
Whoa.
Prove it. I'll cross you up right now. Dude.
Yeah. I don't think conditions
got
will
the
get
Nike
any better
mid-caps
tomorrow
on.
either.
Sunny,
Straight
65
sun.
too.
65 degrees.
I only pack one pair of shorts and I'm wearing them. I don't know if
What's your tactics when the sun's just beating down like that? Getting sun to your back, pretty much. That's about it.
Yeah, it's just tough.
I'm a little confused by your tactic.
sun to the back was
Tactic.
huge. I noticed that this morning. When it's midday though, when it's straight above you, you're kind of it's pretty hard to do. But this morning I really noticed it as far as
Yeah, if you're
positioning and how
walking into the sun, it's really shitty. when It's that sunny.
Or if it's left or right, I always go on the upper side of the trails, so then I'm looking mostly left. Where sometimes the sun, I mean, some of these are bleached white and probably haven't been in the ground that long, but
Yeah, that thing was sitting
when
right
they're
in the
bleached
bean
white and they're
field.
sitting in a darker area and the sun shines, sometimes they glare, but
In the cut bean field?
Yeah,
that one's
cup bean
different.
field. It's just sunbathing.
Dang. How'd
Be
you?
decent next year.
Was it Tine's up too?
Time's up. Halfway stuck in the dirt. The front
You
point
can,
was
you can see it, yeah.
yeah,
on
was
the
stuck
beam.
in the dirt. Yep.
Like this thing?
Yep.
Wow.
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 Crazy.
Wow. Owen Wilson.
Crazy. So, did you guys, well, I kind of know most of the story, but maybe the viewers would be interested. As far as where you found them, obviously we found some on your lease, some on some public, but do you want to touch on maybe where at? I mean, we were close to food where we had luck. River, water, I noticed was good. I mean,
By a pond. I found my only one of the day next to a pond. Yeah. Some thicker grass.
Mine was cup beans, and then in that cedar thicket, that last one, that little guy. But other than that, nothing too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
biggest one was a timber shed, pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, you could argue it was river bottom, too.
Kind
What we were in.
of. I'd say timber on just following a nice trail.
Yeah, you picked dibs on that trail and proved to be a good trail.
It was right on the trail.
Pretty much, yeah.
Once you
You
said
gotta love those
huge
ones.
shed, I'm like, because there was a big falling down tree, and I almost went to the right of it, but then I would have been like, damn, you're right in your pocket. I'm like, I'm just going to go around the left side of this tree, because there could be, you obviously can see what's on that side. No more than made that decision, then I heard you say huge shed. I'm like, God damn it. Are you kidding me?
Well, then,
I'm
like,
like, oh, obviously happy, but I'm like,
Mitch was
that's
like,
the
what,
difference.
30, 40 yards behind us, and immediately when I said that, he said he looked over and saw the tines right away,
Yeah.
too.
Real
So
white tines.
Yeah.
it
Couple
did
grout
look
signs
a lot
like that.
bigger than
It looked big, yeah. What'd you
That's
say?
what they all say.
That big one on the lease, you said that was on the berm of the pond?
No, it was down in the ditch below the
Oh.
pond. Thing is girthy.
Where, like,
Yeah,
the
thing
pond,
is
like,
massive.
drained.
As far as genetics-wise, is nothing special, but it's, in my opinion, at least a 4-year-old deer.
Was it down by, like, where the pond drained or, like, deeper in the ditch?
The big pond, and then there's obviously the dike, and then there's a little, ditch or ravine right below that, and it was right there.
Yeah, I went right there, too. He must have beat me to it.
Must have overlooked it. That'll happen. That's tough, too, with this public stuff. This year it's been dry as hell, so we can't see where anybody's walked.
Was
but
that buried
it's
in
so
long
dry.
grass then?
Not really, no. It was pretty visible, but Tine's down. But where I was going is you can't see where people have walked and haven't, but it's always so discouraging when you get to a good spot and you see footprints. But again, the biggest shed I've ever
Yeah.
found, somebody's walked 10 yards from it. It was visible snow prints. So got to try to stay positive, although it's tough.
Which one was that one?
That's the one that we found over in Jewel on my old coach's father-in-law's property. Damon still hunts there pretty often, and he actually ended up killing the deer the year after that. It was a 169-inch clean 10. That was a stud. So
Jeez.
the year I had to move home, lucked
That
out.
sucks. I remember seeing that thing for the first time. That thing's a tank.
Yeah, just how it doesn't get to 170
Yeah.
beyond me because it's so perfect. 169, but I bet you it's 167 typical. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
hell
Yeah,
of a
that's
buck.
wild.
Figure it was, at oldest it was 5, but it could have been even 4.5-year-old.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
I could have seen it either way.
Yeah, that makes
But the year we found the sheds, we basically had pictures of it. Weren't kind of decided, hey, it's a hell of a buck, but it's not something. We needed a year. It really is what it did. But the sheds we found matched them up finally, and it was like mid-50s that year too. So it only put on 10, 12 inches. But that was a fun one. Hopefully, I don't know, the public thing, it's tough. You don't know what deer you're gonna find year to year, but who knows?
You think we'd have any luck going to where you shot your buck? I mean, we went there shed
Saw a
hunting
lot
one
of deer
time.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking shed hunting?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think when we went there shed hunting few years ago, or one of the first years we went there, I think, I found one little tiny one. I don't remember if you guys
Wasn't
found
great.
anything.
I found
They
a
did get
little
in some
one,
good
but
areas, but
yeah.
and a couple of years prior to that, though, when I was living down here, we went to the same spot and did it well. So
Yeah. How early was that?
it wasn't
When
even that
was that?
early. And the crazy thing is, we found a couple of old sheds that were 3-year-olds or better. Which is like, Jesus, usually you're afraid of getting in there. Who knows? Maybe they shed in April and we found them the following year, where people aren't looking as
Were
much.
you way deep in there when you found them? It's a pretty big
Negative.
chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know. Me and Luke talked quite a bit on the way back and discussing a bunch of strategy, but you can kind of him and haw over
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff.
There's
But
a lot of different things that could lead into that. Yeah. Weather.
With this public, you never know who's in walking the day after season closes, and
Yeah.
you see some of these bucks that shed out, during the muzzleloader season, late muzzleloader and late bow and stuff. So
We were just talking about 2 other guys that made their killing on February 4th this year, which is wild.
It's crazy. Which back home, I mean,
Who's
you've been
that?
crazy to walk in the woods.
Yeah, exactly. Well, one of Luke's friends, they found that picture of all those laying in the back of that trailer or whatever.
February 4th.
What, 30? Was it 20 something?
31 one day.
31,
they picked up,
jeez.
and I think the following day they picked up another 10 or 12. So they
Yeah.
ended up with 40, 42 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
we
You
could-
never know what the weather and the snow is going to be down here, and with us having kind of a working class schedule, obviously it's good to get a day off here and there. Monday this week I got off for this trip, but you kind of got to plan it ahead and guess. If you want to get the day for sure, and it's
We've never had like a crazy number weekend like that either. We're
No.
usually like in the mid-teens or something.
I need one of
highest one
those.
is 15.
I need one of those back home just for my well-being. Need to get up there. That'd be just so fun.
Always going towards the end of February.
Yeah, I
think
think it's
so.
a week
Same
before
weekend.
normally.
We've
Or a
usually
week-
gone a week earlier.
Yeah,
than we
no,
are
no,
right
on the
now.
17th or so,
20th, yeah.
something like that. I think we went a year or a week later, a couple years ago, but
Roughly the
somewhere
same
around the
time, though.
17th.
February 20th is, however the weekend falls.
It almost seems like that's too late still.
For here, maybe.
Depends
yeah.
on where you're at.
Yeah, and that's kind of what me and Luke were saying is like, you should almost just try a little earlier just to see what it's like. Obviously, like Luke said, when we were walking back, if there's 2-3 feet of snow, obviously we're not going to come down to walk through all that, but there's a little bit of snow left, and yeah, just try it like, I don't know,
Yeah.
first week of February or something.
I was
like
thinking
that.
we should try like a totally different area, like way out west or something. Or-
HD's hammered that area.
This
from
one's
what
just
I've
so
heard.
this
Well-
area is just so popular though too.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
why.
think
Like
that's
or
the thing,
along the
too.
river more or something.
yeah.
Our central Iowa spot was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Outside of climbing the steep,
Like in Mount
ridges,
Everest, yeah.
the terrain around here is a lot more friendly.
Yeah.
But we did
Suck
well
it
there,
up.
and we got into a lot of deer. I mean,
Yeah.
just the way the land is there. You have a bunch of ag fields for miles and miles, and then what woods there is, that's where the deer herds live in. So it just makes it. I feel like you get a little bit better idea where they're at, and I don't know. We did pretty. Damn
I just think like down here where we've kind of gone most years, seems like it gets hammered by the time we're down here.
Like Mitch said, and I think just social media kind of plays into
Yeah.
that. Just everyone posting it, and
Everybody knows about
yeah,
Southern Iowa.
Yeah,
they're all after the same thing. That
I mean, do you think we would have went here still if we didn't have to go to your lease and everything, or just go to the lease? I mean,
Yeah,
it's nice
'cause
having a
Dustin wanted
private
to
piece.
scout.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
true.
I kind of wanted to scout Zone 5 a little bit.
Yeah.
Areas. But
Like Jake said,
in the future, I'm
I
most
wouldn't mind,
confident in like central Iowa. Probably.
I wouldn't mind looking at some areas more east too.
Yeah, I think we should try
Northeast,
something totally
closer to home.
different. Could
Not
yeah.
necessarily northeast, but just
Central,
more east in general.
East Central.
Even south, I think Burlington area. There's some big deer around that
Not a
area.
big deer
Yeah.
around that area.
Big deer, yeah.
I don't
In
know
Iowa,
what
all
there is
over.
for public land in terms of us walking and looking for sheds, but
Northeast is your brother-in-law Lance found. I don't know how many years ago was that.
it's been, God, 15 years ago or thereabouts. I don't know, but
Giant shed.
yeah, 84, 86 inch typical 5-point side. I think it maybe had like about a 3-inch sticker off the brow and maybe an inch sticker off the inch or two off the G2. But
Decent
G4 was really short on it, so just a hammer of a shed. Yeah.
Crazy, and to find them the public land, which is awesome.
Yeah, no chew marks.
We find one of those tomorrow, we might be heading for home.
Or to the bar.
The White Pig's close to home, so
We had to go to the bar tonight for butter.
For $1.
butter for $1.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that joint's called. Something in Melrose.
It didn't even have like a title or anything over it.
Yeah, when
School
we
bus out front though.
when we walked Decor, it wasn't anything too crazy. We did see a lot of people though out and walking.
That first one that we walked last year was
kinda
insane.
early,
How
too.
many how much deer sign was in there? And we
Oh,
didn't
that
find
one where we
anything.
had to walk down a long road.
Oh, yeah.
That one, it was funny you say that. I was going to tell you, I was like, when we were walking the cedar thicket, I was like, it almost just feels confident you're going to find one.
I know.
One in Decorah walking down that long, it was like, you see the deer sign, you're like, oh yeah, we're getting the
There was
shots
a
today.
crazy sign in there.
Yeah,
We saw a lot. I think we bumped a lot of deer in there too.
yeah. And we found a lot of dead deer in Northeast Iowa too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how we didn't
wonder
pull
if
any
the shotgun
sheds, but
kills
we didn't find one in that spot, did we?
No.
Which is crazy because there's a lot of food and there's
We
a
didn't
ton
hardly
of
find
sign.
anything.
If I heard it right, you didn't find one in any of the spots up in Northeast Iowa.
How many did you find that year?
I caught a few fish. No, the story is
Oh, here we
my
go.
wife
story.
Oh
was
yeah,
Allegedly.
9 months pregnant, so I couldn't be 4 hours away.
couldn't be 4
It could
hours
be
away, but
2.
you're 3.5.
I was 2. I got it
Debatable.
approved, so
Same distance as the Decorah.
Yeah.
Questionable.
You want to deal with the closer to Eau Claire. That's where she'd be going anyways. But I don't know. It was a 9-month pregnant decision, and I went with it. So
Happy you did.
few of us
Still
have been
here
there,
today. We could have used it. Probably would have upped our numbers a little bit more.
Don't say that. Go right to his head.
but it's gonna get even bigger.
Oh, the leaderboard's pretty prominent right now. What we got? 5,
5 here.
2.
2,
3.
1.
Last
Zero's the number 2.
Zero's still a number.
This is judgment-free zone.
Yeah, I don't just have to look at some maps more. Even like Jake said, west. I think you probably don't get as much public areas further that way.
I just want to try to find an area. Like obviously, it's just gonna be guessing, but it'd be nice to find an area that doesn't seem like it gets hammered by people. Like right before we get here every year.
Just a diamond in the rough. Yeah.
Looking for shed antlers anymore.
anymore.
Yeah.
Especially how
that's true.
popular it is now, too.
It's tough. I think hitting weather is the best thing you can do for yourself. If you know an area that's gotten pounded with snow, and then you get a little warm stretch and you get there right at that time, because nobody's going shed hunting in 2 feet of snow unless they know there's a maggie in there. But you can hit it right at the right time where maybe you're going to be walking through some snow, but the south facing stuff is starting to clear up a little bit. You can tell where there's active sign. Might be the best option.
Well, yeah, and that's what you're saying. Like how you said, it's so dry, like you can't even see where anything's been. Like if we upped our
It was insane.
time from the first week of February and a little bit of snow, like you don't have to waste your time in how many of these
more the
spots.
pressure.
It is
sign
super
is.
hard to tell the sign. Like unless
Yeah.
you're on a big
Yeah.
trail and how
Yeah.
dry it is,
Yeah.
you can't tell
Unless
where
it's
they've
down
been
to the
at
dirt.
all.
Down to the creek beds,
Yeah.
I noticed. Then you could see the fresh tracks in the mud, but otherwise you can't see anything
Nope.
for tracks on
It
the
is.
trails that probably are well used.
Hopefully it's not that dry in the summer again this year.
And it was dry back home, but this was.
Yeah.
I don't know how you try to grow a food plot. I guess I do know because I saw Kyle's attempt on your
Yeah.
knees.
Yeah.
But it's
Just hit
not
that
easy.
bad drought. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough.
Maybe Melrose Fire Department can do something about that. Bring the truck out to the field. I don't think they'd be too busy putting out
I
fires.
remember when I think Terry Drury was doing that one time.
Yeah,
That long hose and
for
everything.
sure.
Jeez.
There was a one of the fire trucks in Mondovi. They had an old one, and they were selling them for dirt cheap. I had the idea. I'm like, damn, a guy could fill that thing up and water his food plots in
Yeah.
certain
Well,
years.
all your food plots are like up on ridges and stuff. That may be
Ridges
hard to
and
get
pasture
up.
ground,
Fiber-
like- But it's all
pretty
dry
sweet, though.
pasture stuff
Oh,
to
yeah.
get up there.
Yeah,
Drive right up there, yeah.
that'd be badass.
Who knows?
I wonder. Well, they had like 2 big snowstorms down in Iowa this year, didn't they? Like mid-January and
Really
a couple
cold
weeks.
snap.
They one right after me and Jake left hunting, right after New Year's Eve, and then
Yeah,
the cold snap as well, because that's when my cameras froze up.
yeah. When I was at the ATA show, I think someone was saying they got like 2 feet of snow. I was like, Jesus.
When it got
We didn't-
warm, it must have.
Yeah,
got
we didn't even
warm in a
get that
hurry,
much
'cause this
in
is-
Mondovi.
No.
No, but I mean, just based on judging the dirt, I bet you snow has been gone for 3 weeks minimum.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wonder how much that plays a factor in where you find the sheds. I mean, obviously it does, but like if it's not as cold, are they still hanging out all the time on the south-facing slopes compared to?
I don't
when
like
it's
shed
55
hunting.
degrees.
I don't like shed hunting in the snow, but when when it's just so dry like this, you can't tell where they've been hanging around. It's kind of tough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was an antler found just about in every different type of habitat you could think of, like
Yeah.
today. So
Yep.
that
Which
goes to
is-
show you no rhyme or reason to
No.
maybe where they did shed.
Which being in public, I almost feel like it could be an advantage slightly. I mean, if you have a terrible winter, I feel most of the deer herds are going to be flocked up to some standing beans or some standing crop, which generally 99% of the time isn't on public ground. It's probably on somebody who's feeding them, and then they find all the sheds. Or this year, it's so spread out, your numbers aren't going to be as high. But yeah, I think anybody's chance of finding that big one is probably as good as the private guy owning the private right next door.
Day and ran deer around that were still carrying antlers. They could have
Yeah.
thrown an antler any time, and tomorrow someone else is probably going to bump them around, and hard telling where they're going.
That was the nice thing about Northeast Iowa because they all had standing crops, like on every
of the
single
public-
public
Yeah, they
ones
did
that we
have.
had.
just
That was
a-
kind of cool.
Well,
Yeah.
and there's just a lot more crop fields up there anyways.
Yeah.
Down here, it's just, there's so
Yeah.
many pastures and
Yeah.
whatnot.
The counties do it differently down here because other places we've gone, like over on the west side of I-35, like those areas had standing crops, but I haven't. Today we didn't see any standing
Very
crops
few.
on
There's
any of the public.
There's a little bit in Stevens State Forest area. I know that not where you necessarily hunted, but there's certain units that do have standing crops on them. But I don't think it's a substantial amount. And by the looks of what we've dealt with, if they have had standing crops on them, I'm sure their people or locals have known about it for the whole year. And as soon as the snow is gone, or maybe before that, we're in there. I think Emmett mentioned it too on a previous podcast. It's one thing, there's people everywhere going to be hunting, but if you do get a giant in an area, it's, magnifies it times 10. You're in there, and then you're dealing not only with out of state. I think a lot of what we deal with is just out of state guys coming and going. We've seen that, but when you do see a giant in there, there's locals even that are, chomping at the bit to wait.
Yeah. We only saw one other person walking around the whole time, but who knows when. I mean, it is Saturday. You would expect a little more crowd on
Ran
different
into a
spots.
biker gang though.
Biker gang.
Biker gang. Thought they were biker gang until they got up close to us. I think the oldest one was maybe 11 years old. It was funny.
We were walking on that trail and we kept looking back. We're like, damn, these guys are slow as hell. What are they doing on bikes back there?
They're waiting for us to get off the trail. They're like, think they're gonna move.
They're scared. They just saw a floating
I
head
didn't
with
have
like
much to
camo
say
on.
when I asked, "What's up, boys?" I know that, but
We're riding bikes.
yeah, riding bikes is the answer I got. Nice day for it, and I got a yep.
Good talk. Good talk. Glad we had it.
They're gone.
Yep. So what's the agenda for tomorrow? We got a couple spots picked out already. Maybe start
We're
a
eyeing
little
up some
later this
spots.
morning.
One of the agendas is probably not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
5:45.
5:45 to beat the sheds to bed. But
I woke up this
First
morning.
day,
I'm like, it's not even
antsy to-
light. I'm not even trying to be
so
light
antsy
outside
to
right
get
now.
out.
I was in the light out for an hour and a half.
Somebody better set an alarm though, otherwise I'll sleep in being tired after walking full day.
Yeah,
I know I would anyway.
a lot of miles.
You're probably just still traumatized after seeing that dead coyote in the garbage can.
That threw me off a little bit. Didn't smell great.
Never know what you're gonna run into in
I
these
guess
Airbnbs.
not.
Although this one is nice, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The inside of the place is a lot bigger than it looks from the outside, and shit, it's everything we need. Sure beats staying in a hotel room.
For
We've
sure.
done in recent years.
Bunk beds.
Yeah, I like this place.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this place. Sick, bro.
How's the grill work? Speaking of the grill,
Pretty
did you
good.
shut the gas off out there? I think I smell gas.
Yeah, I did. No, I
He's
didn't.
definitely gonna go check right after.
Now that you mention that,
Yeah.
good idea.
But no, it like I said, sure beats that. We usually go out to eat, which is fun too. But
Yeah.
a little din at the cabin, some bologna burgers, bologna. What else was there?
Almost
Brats,
didn't
but
have
we didn't
enough.
make them. But
Got enough to eat ring bologna, leftover ring bologna for the rest of the week now that he's bringing home.
Probably a couple
He
weeks.
said he just throws it away because he has too much of it.
so
Six rings was overkill.
I didn't know that we were gonna have burgers
yeah, what were you
too,
thinking?
though.
What were you thinking? when
Mitch,
you brought
Carl
6 rings?
Stam,
That
Oh,
comes
man.
out to like a ring and a quarter per guy. Like, and no one seemed to register.
staying for
that
one
was,
night.
That
They
was
were-
too much.
they were already on the grill cooking up.
We have a
Mitchell,
whole meat platter out on the counter, and Jake's like, I'm going to make 6 ring bologna.
Mitchell, Carl said, "Make them all,
I said grill them all. Not all of them, just all the ones you were going to make.
grill them all." Means make
making
them all.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
No clarification.
I thought you were hungry, dude. You only had what, a half?
I was.
Communication skills.
all we needed.
Gentlemen.
Pork chop in a can filled me up, too.
Yeah, we'll just have to figure out where we're going tomorrow, and I don't know, probably play it by ear a little bit.
Put some more miles on.
I'd head north a little bit. We were pretty close to we won't share our exact location. We were pretty close to damn near Missouri border. I mean, a lot of this stuff was within a half hour where
Oh,
we
yeah.
were starting originally.
Yeah.
Remember
pack
that
up
one
in the
spot
morning
we
and
walked
start
in
heading.
Missouri?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
found one there.
This spot sucked ass.
Why do we always find
I found it.
There was 3 trees on like 400 acres.
How many dead deer were on that piece? Wasn't there like a dozen dead deer laying out in the field? There are dead deer everywhere out there.
There was a lot.
There's a lot of trails like going into that piece though too. It's like where the fuck are all
That
the
one you
deer
looked
at?
at the map and was like, all right.
Are you sure?
This is a waste of time.
No wonder why you let us go here. You walk it. I don't want to do it.
Yep. But hey, we found some sheds. A shed, I should say. But
Yep.
we'll probably pack up in the morning, make our way north. There's still Zone 5 goes all the way up into Des Moines. So we'll, head towards home and hit a couple spots.
Probably wing playing on the way.
Yep. There's that spot Luke mentioned. There's a couple of them, a couple smaller, like 200-acre pieces that looked good enough to at least check out too for tomorrow. So hopefully we have time to do that. Like I said, it's not only am I looking for sheds, but kind of maybe looking for a spot for
When
next.
we're going like as a group like this, do you guys like the one spot where we found the last spot, the little one? Do you guys like kind of almost like grid searching it, or
I
like
do.
on the big spots we all just kind of
Yeah.
scatter?
Be on our
Free
own.
for all.
Yeah.
I don't like grid searching too,
Well, I
too
don't-
much.
I don't like being like on
Too
separate
close.
edges of it. Like when we got
Like
one
that
person
big
over
spot,
here.
we were a wall super far away from each other.
I think it's just as exciting hearing someone else find a shed too. When Jake
Yeah.
found his, I was jacked up too. I was like, "Let's go!"
Yeah. You feel like you got to cover, obviously, because you do. But
Yeah.
when you're so spread out, you just walk one area and you're like, gosh, I should go back through there because I didn't hit the other side of this little
Yeah,
ditch I was on.
Lot
And
of
then pretty soon you
zigzagging.
just can't be everywhere that you want to be.
When you can see where the deer have been, it's kind of fun to just go where the
The
where the
trails are.
sign takes you or the trails take you and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like we're on our own private hunting grounds and we're just looking for sheds, and it's kind of a free for all, anyways.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. When the there's some snow and stuff, then it is fun to kind of branch out and find because some of the stuff, I mean, there could be a great spot right next to where we park, or you might need to go 1.5 miles back and then find a great little corner.
Well, and you can just follow a trail too. I mean, just jump on it and say, hey, I'm just going to keep following this until I don't follow it anymore.
And there comes to a Y, and you hope it comes to another Y.
The only negative with that little bit of snow is then you can see everybody's boot tracks, and you're like, oh, damn, that looked
Don't
really
look
good
as
over
hard.
there, and now it's just pounded with
Such
boot
a
tracks.
kick
Like I
in the
said, you
nuts,
probably
although
shouldn't worry about that, but I absolutely hate walking. I
just
hate
hard
walking
not
where
to.
somebody already
Ways
walked.
in when you're walking and you see those boot tracks. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shit, I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
I know. But hard to, I can't think like that because, like I said, the biggest one I've ever found in a big shed, people walked right by it. I mean, everybody does that. So
I don't even want to know how many I've walked past.
Oh,
could
man.
you imagine making a video when you die, just going all
Just a montage
just
of all the
finally
ones.
watching it
Well,
from
and I've walked through areas and like, I found it right over there, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I walked through that. Like,
the day you die to be able to go back and
Montage.
see an angle where
What could have been.
what sheds were there that you walked, if not right by, just to pick the right trail. I mean, the three little ones today, if I didn't go on top of the bench and went down below by the creek, which I was
We were just about to cross.
this close to doing it, we'd been 3 sheds short.
I hate that when you're following a nice trail and it like Y's off. I usually stop and it takes me 5 minutes to decide which one I want to go on. It's like, God dang it, now I got to walk up this one 100 yards and then go back on the other one.
playing the lottery,
Yeah.
you play the same numbers. Just always go right or something like.
Tell you to like that.
Make your way back around to that other one.
I swear every single time, like I pick one and I walk 20 yards, should have went the other way.
Yep,
So indecisive.
for sure.
Damn. Well, we got a lot of walking to do yet tomorrow. I figured it'd be pretty cool to bring the podcast stuff over to Southern Iowa and try it out.
A little mobile.
Get it while it's still fresh on the mind.
For sure.
Talk about it.
Good little collection. Like I said, tomorrow, hopefully we can have a picture with. Well, let's try.
Some
let's
more
get
of those back to
let's get to 20 plus.
or 3,
We're
yeah.
already at double digits.
Yeah,
so
let's set a goal. Let's accomplish it.
Let's aim for that. I know one
That's a
thing. I
good
know I'm
number.
going to sleep better tonight than I did
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
After walking all that, being
Yeah.
cooped up at a desk all winter is probably not the best thing for me. But it was a fun day.
We'll have to get together in Wisconsin again. I think we say that every year or two, which barely ever happens, but get a group together and do a lot of walking back there too.
It's kind of refreshing knowing that there's a lot of them so many are still holding. So
Yeah. And we haven't even walked barely anything yet.
anything.
Yeah, I don't think we're missing really anything. Not are they walking back home yet?
Yeah.
It's like everything is still holding. Seems like.
Yep. I was stressing out for a while. I'm like, damn, I gotta find a shed already.
Gotta
What's
go.
going on? I'm just like, I'll wait a couple more weeks, then go a little more hard when you actually know that they're all shed.
St. Patty's Day type.
Probably,
Kinda
honestly.
Right.
2 weeks from now, probably. Hopefully, anyway. I mean, I still got a lot of cameras out, so it'd be nice to check those and monitor them still. But yeah, we'll see. Alrighty, thank you for tuning in. We're signing off from Southern Iowa. See you
All
guys.
right. See you next
Bedtime.
week.